In this tutorial, we're going to go ahead and set up your local or hosted database. If you're setting up your local database, you'll need to do it for each computer that you install a local database on. You can have different local databases on one computer from another computer. Most of you, we think, will use the hosted database, which the settings and the information that's installed on that particular hosted database will be available to you when you log in on your other computers, whether it's your laptop, your office, or your home computer, instantly. So there's no need to back up your data. It's just like being on the web. And the settings that you create here will also be available to you on any of those particular computers that you particularly use. When you first open up Agent's First Choice, it gives you an option to create a new database. We suggest that you use the new sample database, as this database contains cards, letters, action plans, and just a little bit of data so you can kind of see how it will be displayed. If you choose the create new database, new blank database, then that database is completely empty. Typically, the people who would use a new blank database would be someone who's upgrading from either our Howard and Friends program or Star Contact, in which they already had action plans, letters, cards installed in their previous version, and they didn't want to get those mixed up with the ones that we provide you with in the program. So we would suggest that you choose the new sample database to install to both your local as well as to your hosted. Choose the OK button. Let's go ahead and give this database a name. It can be anything. Then choose Next. There are no additional skins or campaigns or cards and letter programs that come with the Miami Agent's First Choice program. Later on, you can purchase Dave Beeson's cards and letters, or Kelly Sparta, or Gary David Hall, or a variety of other action plans, cards and letter programs, as well as different branding that we have that's available as well. By default, Agent's First Choice comes up with all the tasks that are in the calendar. The first thing that we want to do is decide what you want for your home page. In this particular example, we're going to go ahead and set up our monthly calendar and set it as the home page. The home page operates just like your browser, and allows you anytime that you click that to go back to the home page. We're going to go ahead and choose Tasks, Calendar, and then Monthly Calendar. This then brings up the monthly calendar. We're going to go ahead and make this the home page then by choosing the star, which then will make this the home page until you change it. Then navigate to the database in the toolbar, and then choose Agent to set up your profile. Select Agent, and then choose the header bar, which is the dark blue header, which is the category, to open up the editing field. This then brings up the additional information that you can edit and add. You'll find your name will be hard-coded in there, so you won't be able to change that. Then go ahead and fill in the information as you would normally. Notice the little drop-down arrows reveals additional information that's available to you. Enter in your address information. This information will then be merged into your signatures for your letters and emails, where you have the agent email and information addresses. Go ahead and enter in your phone numbers, emails, instant messaging numbers as well. this menu a little bit larger by left mouse click and then drag it and make it bigger. The checkboxes are for the do not call. Now, we have both a national as well as a personal do not call. The national do not call registry, if you have some of our other programs like our expired system, will automatically put the checkmark boxes in there for you if the property happens to be on the do not call list. The checkbox that says me is for those cases where you don't want to delete the phone number, but you just want to know, hey, I just want to cross that off so I don't call that particular person. You can go ahead and add your logo, add your signature, which we'll cover in future tutorials. In this section here, we're going to go ahead and add an assistant. And by choosing the plus green arrow button, it's going to bring up the assistance dialog. We'll make Laura Bush George's assistant. And then choose the save and close button. The little blue like fan-looking button is the refresh button, which when you use the back button operates just like a browser. Sometimes the information hasn't been refreshed, and so it's not available to us. So just click the refresh button, and any of the information that we've entered should appear. Links are either people or transactions that in this particular case, that this person is associated with. Click the little plus button or choose the drop-down arrow next to it to determine whether or not it's a person, a listing, or a closing. Right now, we don't have a lot of people in our database to link to. We can either go ahead and add people as we're going along in through here. We're just going to simply show you how this works right now. The little icon next to it is the search icon, and it will allow us to go through and search our database. We could enter in the first few letters of a person's last name or first name, and then hit the search, and it'll pull up everything. For instance, Smith, you could type in SMI, and it'll pull up everybody who's a Smith or a Smitty or anything that has those particular letters in it. We had already added Laura Bush as our assistant, which will allow us to have her in there as our assistant calendar, but we could also link Laura Bush to George Bush and then specify their relationship. Go ahead and type in the first few letters of what you think the relationship might be. In this case, we'll type in wife. And then we'll select the wife item, and then that'll show up in George Bush's file as Laura Bush linked to George Bush and what the relationship is. Because we hit the back button to get back here, we'll go ahead and hit the refresh. And we can see that Laura Bush is now linked to George Bush as his wife. Now, we could have also added Laura Bush under the family members section as well, just below the categories. Click the add button. Then specify the relationship. Then type in the name. Here we can go ahead and add a birthday. I don't really know if this is her real birthday or not. We'll just pick a date. We could also go ahead and set up a repeating event here as well. And then specify whether you want it to show in the calendar or not. In this particular instance, we want it to show up on 4/23/09 in the calendar. And that pretty much covers the setup for the agent. Let's go ahead and watch the next tutorial on setting up your phone.